All right, welcome again, you wonderful double blocked people. Really continue to enjoy working with you. This is our video for week 7. Remember our goal. I just want to just show you as much as I can to get you ready for Algebra 1. That's the main idea here. If you remember back a long time ago this school year, we did y equals mx plus b. And that is the equation of a line in what we call slope-intercept form. This one, by the way, I will attach the notes, but I also, for this presentation, have stuff kind of all over. I got it from a couple different files. So you might want to print out the notes, but you might be prepared to add a few things, please, when you do this. Okay, so what you have is your slope-intercept. Remember what the m is. M is the slope. So this m represents the slope of a line, how steep the line is, and we'll look at slope a little bit later in this. M is the slope. And b, remember what b is? B is the y-intercept. B is that point where the diagonal line crosses the y-axis. I'll just abbreviate it, y-intercept. And of course, x's and y's are just from the point. Okay, so let's just review identifying it real quick. So here, this is in slope-intercept form. You have y equals mx plus b, so the m is 3. Remember, the slope is usually right in front of the, it is in front of the x term. The slope is always in front of the x term. Sorry, the b is usually after the x term, although the b can come first. You can write it as y equals 7 plus 3x. The slope is still 3. Okay, so it's not always the slope is on the left, the b is on the right. In this case, it is. It doesn't have to be. The slope could be, the slope is still 3, the b is still 7, even though it's out of order. So be prepared for that. Okay, this one here, your slope is -2. Watch your sign. Your slope is -2, and the b is 10. Here, your slope is 10, and the b is 4. It's going to be so important when you get to Algebra 1 next year, no matter where you go. I know some of you are off to different schools. I know it's I know it's distance learning. Nobody knows what the fall is going to look like. Are you going to be spending the whole year on your laptop? Nobody knows. But you're still going to be doing this main kind of work. So just be ready. You'll do fine. Okay, and we're going to touch on a lot of this when we get to class too, on Tuesday and Thursday. Same kind of idea, okay? Tuesday we'll kind of do our lesson. Thursday we'll do a quick lesson with the quizzes game. I like that kind of pattern that we have going on. Okay, you might want to pause the video and just try these yourself for a minute and then hit play. I'm going to go ahead and keep going, but just a thought. You might want to pause the video and give these a try. See what you do. Just watch your signs. Remember, it's -3. The m is 4/5. Being able to recognize what the m and the b are is so important. In algebra, you'll definitely have to do this. In algebra, you'll have to do a little bit of work to find the m and b. You'll have to do a little bit of work with the equation. Okay, there you go. M and your b. Finding the slope and finding the b. Okay, pretty easy, right? If you just remember the slope is the m, that's right in front of the x, always in front of the x. The b could be positive or negative, by the way. Okay, notice in this case the b is -3. Even though it's a plus b here, b can also be negative. In this case, it's -3. Okay. All right, let's just practice a few. This video, by the way, is going to be all over the place. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of different types of stuff, but the idea is kind of the same. All right, in class, I gave you a graph with the equation of a line and asked you to find the m and the b. Well, let's do it. Well, we need 2 points to make up to get our slope. Let's use the x-intercept and we'll use the y-intercept. Now, remember what I said in class. If you always start below and work your way up, it's easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from this dot here to this point here. We're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 2. So we're going to go rise is 3 and run is 2. So remember, slope is rise over run. So it's going to be 3 over 2. That's the slope. The b is where the red line crosses the y-axis, and that is going to be at a number, which is 3, and 3 is positive, so b is just 3. We'll write the equation of this later on. Okay, but for now, we're just going to take baby steps through this whole thing. Okay, next one. Another kind of one here. This is very similar to what we just did. This one is going to go from here to here. We're going to go up 3 and over 2. So again, rise is 3 and the run is 2. Keep in mind that if you were going to the left, it would be negative 2. If we were going to go up 3 and 1 to the left, it would be negative 2. So your slope is 3 over 2, 3 over 2. But your b this time, your b is crossing at negative 3. So negative 3. That's what you want. Okay, so same slope as the one before. This one has a negative b. Okay. All right, let's go, and again, in Algebra 1, you're going to take this step a couple steps further. This just gives you the background, so you can do really, really well. That's what we're trying to do this year, just trying to give you a background here. Slope, you'll spend weeks on slope in Algebra 1, but if you just have the background, you're going to be in good shape. So let's just look at this, let's find the slope here. Now, this is without the graph to go rise over run. Now, we could, if we wanted to, we could plot each one of these points on a graph and then find the slope. But you can also do it from a pattern. Remember what we did? We look at the pattern for the y's. What are the y's going up by each time? And you were so good at this in class. It's going up by 5, I believe, right? Up by 5. Now, remember, that's the rise. Okay, the y always comes first. So we know it's a rise of 5 over... Now, what's the pattern here? Now, look at the pattern. Always start on the top. You're going down 3, aren't you? You're going down 3. So this is a minus 3. So this is going to be a 3. And the minus 3 will make the entire thing negative. So negative 5/3. Now, Mr. Purdy, could we write it as 5 over negative 3? Certainly, that's the same answer. But the common practice when you have this is to put the negative sign on the outside here. If either one of these are negative, it's going to make the whole thing negative. Now, if they were both negative, it'd be positive. Okay. Stay with me. This is not a very long video. There's just 17 slides. This is slide 10. All right. All right. Now, what if I give you the m, the slope, and the b? Can we write it in this form? Of course we can. We were very good at this in class. So I'm going to give you the two pieces, and you put it together. So we're going to go y equals, always y equals. All you're doing is matching it up. M, see the m? M is 5. Now you got to put the x in yourself. Okay? B is 8. It's a positive 8, so we're just going to go plus 8. And we're done. We're going to do duplicates of all of this in class, so don't worry if you're not sure about it. Wait for class, and you're going to be fine. I promise you. Okay, let's put these together. There used to be a room store commercial called. They had a slogan that goes, "We put it all together and save you more at the room store." And I know I can't sing, but that's kind of what we're doing. We got our two pieces. We're going to put it all together, and we're done. It's like, you know, it's Friday, so I can talk about pizza. It's also, by the way, it's also Memorial Day weekend, so don't forget, if you're watching this video this weekend, just to honor and remember those who have fought for our country, and that's definitely a wonderful thing. So if this was the regular school year, we would really be appreciating this weekend. Now it's like, you know, every day is a weekend, kind of, sort of. But I still want you to take time, if you can, and really appreciate, especially Monday on Memorial Day. Okay, and again, we'll go through a lot of this in class also. Let me keep moving here. We did a word problem in class. John is saving up to purchase a new scooter. He earns $12.50 per hour. Per hour. Remember, when you see the word per, that's your X. So it's $12.50 per hour. So we have to attach an X to it. Now, he has already saved $100. He's already saved $100. And what he needs, we'll call that Y. That's his total. So Y equals, look what you have. Y equals MX plus B. So the M is $12.50. if you can just absorb some of this, I know we're about to have a summer, and some of you are going to be in the middle of a lot of stuff. I understand. Anything you can just absorb just a little bit. No one expects you to become a mathematician, all right? And all of a sudden become some algebra genius, although I think all of you are going to be an algebra genius next year. But no one expects that of you this year, okay? We haven't really done a whole lot of algebra, so no one, just try to absorb any of this that you can. Keep in mind that my YouTube videos will always be on my YouTube channel. It's not about number of views. It's not about subscriptions. I really honestly could care less about that. Seriously, I mean that. Could care less about that. Okay, I don't even care how many people watch it. But keep in mind that I will have a YouTube channel up and for my algebra class too. So when you get to algebra, anytime you want to look up a video, feel free. Okay, this is not about me. This is just trying to help you out here. Okay, and we'll do another word problem very similar to this when we get to class. Okay, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So let's practice another one of these. What we have here, let's find our 2 points. Any 2 points will do. I always like to use the intercepts. So I'm going to do these two. Now, we need the slope here. What's the slope of this line? We're going to go up. We're going to go up. Keep in mind, each square is 2, so we're going to go up 4 and over 2. Sometimes you have to look at your intervals very carefully. We're going to go up 4 and over 2. See, this is 2 units. So your slope is 4 over 2. Rise over run. So your slope is 4 over 2. But we don't want to leave it like that. We just want to call it 2. So your m is 2. So now we want the whole equation. We're going to go y equals, all of this is a lot easier than you think it is, folks. 2, that's the slope we found. 2, you put the x in, always put the x in. Now, it crosses the y-axis at 4, doesn't it? The diagonal line crosses the y-axis. Remember, this is the y-axis. The diagonal line crosses the y-axis at 4, positive 4. So plus 4, and we're done. And by the way, folks, this is not just some watered-down algebra thing. My algebra students did this exact same problem earlier this year. Okay, I'm not watering things down for you just because it's pre-algebra and it's double block and it's 8th grade. This is, when we do this, this whole video is real pure algebra. Okay, this is not just some sort of watered down version because it's pre-algebra. I guarantee you. In fact, I can almost guarantee you I did this exact same problem earlier this year with my algebra students. The exact same problem. They've learned this too. Okay, you're doing pure algebra when we do this. Okay, let's look at slope. This was the special case. So I'm going to pick 2 points here. Imagine that you live here and you are walking to Burke Lake. The parks are now opening from what I hear. Now, we find the slope. We got rise over run. So the problem is we're not rising at all. We're not going up or down. So your rise is 0. Your run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your run is 7. Well, on your calculator, if you take 0 divided by 7, you're going to get 0. The slope of a horizontal line is just 0. By the way, in algebra, this was not part of the pre-algebra curriculum. I'm not sure why it wasn't, but in algebra, you're going to find the slope of a vertical line. In algebra, you will actually find the slope of this vertical line here. Let me just do this for you real quick. You're not going to be responsible for it this year. Let me just show you. I'm just going to pick 2 points. We find the slope of this vertical line. So we want rise. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has a rise of 6. You're not running anywhere. You're not going left or right. There is no run. So the run is 0. Now, on your calculator, if you try to take 6 divided by 0, you're going to get an error message. You're going to learn next year that the slope of a vertical line is actually undefined. There actually is no slope to that line. Okay. Just kind of process a little bit of this if you can. I'm just trying to help you. That's all this is. You got a whole summer of video games and fun and the pool and soccer. Just for a couple more weeks, just try to absorb as much as you can. I'm telling my algebra students the same thing. Okay, just because look, just because they're algebra, they want to play video games too, and they want to have fun. They're teenagers too, just like you. So I'm telling them the same thing. Just give this whole thing 3 more weeks, and you're done. You're done. Okay, I want you to hit the pause button, please, on the video and just try this one, and then you can check your answer. I'm going to keep going. Sometimes when you do this, it's a lot easier to go to positive numbers. What are we doing here? I'll start here. But if the negative numbers confuse you, we're going here to here. We're actually, these numbers are getting larger, believe it or not. These numbers are actually getting larger. What are we going up by? Well, if the negative numbers confuse you, just go from 2 to 5. From 2 to 5, you're going up by 3. The pattern here is you're going up by 3. Okay, so we know the slope. We know the slope is 3 over. Now, what's the pattern here? What are you going up by? You're going up by 1, obviously, right? This is going up by 1. So 3 over 1, or better yet, just 3. Now, the b, remember the b is where x is 0. Okay, that's the y-intercept. Whenever x is 0, always look for when x is 0, the b is -4. And we're done. And if we want to write this as an equation, this just takes an extra 5 seconds. If we want to write this as an equation, we would go y equals 3x mx, and then b is -4. Be careful. Mr. Purdy, sometimes kids will ask me, Mr. Purdy, can we write it as 3x plus -4? Yes, you could. But the common practice, whenever there's a negative sign, the negative sign is going to win. So the common practice is to write it like this one right here, like this box. Okay, almost done. 2 more slides left. Okay, this one here. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. So here's your m and here's your b. Let's just practice some more of this. So y equals m, and we'll have more practice between the homework, the quizzes, and the 2 classes. We're going to get lots of practice, and that's okay. We need it. We all need it. And there's your answer. There's your m, there's your b. Put it all together. All right, last but not least, graph this. I don't want you to forget how to graph this by hand. I'm going to do this 2 ways with you. I'm going to show you the longer way, which is the t-chart, the XY t-chart. Please don't forget this. And then we're going to come up with any 3 numbers we want. We always love zeros. So we're going to go 0. We'll go 0. I'll just go 0, 1, 2. Why not? Okay, remember what you do. You take your 0, plug it in, -3 times x. Well, x is 0. So -3 times 0 is 0. So that's all 0, and you're going to get 1 left over. That's this one. Now, take -3 times 1. If it helps you to write it out, you have -3 times 1 plus 1. So what you have is -3 plus 1, which is -2. Plug in a 2, you're going to get -6 plus 1, which is -5. Okay. Now let's plot the points. 0, 1, 1, -2. And we were pretty good at this in class. We weren't terrific at it. We struggle with this a little bit. I think a lot of times with our integers and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not going to draw a straight line here. I will do my best. Arrows. Don't forget your arrows. A line goes on forever. Okay? And that's the longer way to do it. Now, there's your line. There's your line. Now, I'm going to show you this real quick. Let's take like 10 seconds. Imagine that you didn't have a t-chart. Remember the quick way to do this. You start at the b. The b is 1, so you put a point at 1. And the slope is -3. Now, remember, it's -3. When you graph it, it's really -3 over 1. That 1 is positive. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go down 3, because it's negative. We're going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. By the way, we're getting the same answer that we just got. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. The advantage of doing it this way is you can do a whole bunch of points. Down 3, over 1. Now, in algebra, you'll learn that you can also go up 3. You can go up 3, and then 1 to the left. That's still -3. 1, 2, 3, and 1 to the left. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you have your same line, which is going to be like zigzag, because it's hard to do this on the mouse. Actually, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And there we go. Okay, that's our video for this week. Please, please, please bring any questions to class. Email me. I'm going to post all this. Folks, just give this 3 more weeks, okay? 1 week goes so fast. You know, come on, you know that. Anybody who's human being now, this COVID, admits it, okay? 3 weeks is just going to fly by. It's going to be summer before you know it, okay? So please, 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 really work hard in all your classes. Just give it a good solid push. Just 3 more weeks. You'll be so glad you did, okay? I think you'll enjoy your summer more knowing that you really, really worked hard these last 3 weeks. Please, 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 on behalf of all your teachers, finish this thing strong, okay? You've done well all year long. It's been a crazy year with COVID-19, but just finish this thing, okay? Please, just finish this thing strong. I just ask you, just out of respect for yourself and everything else, finish this thing strong, and you're going to be great, okay? I promise you.